Hello. So how are you guys? It's Friday night and I am just getting a few things together to pull together a celebration for, I'm not even positive of his name, August Renoir. And I'm just trying to think, what else do I need? A little bit more white paper. While the people are coming on, I will be grabbing some pieces of paper. And I wonder if we have a possibility of embellishing. All right, so tomorrow is, let's see if I can get some light on the situation. Tomorrow is, oh, for goodness sakes, February 25th. Today's February 24th, and I'm Lori LaRose. I'm from Rocky Mountain House, Alberta. Hello, Vicky. So we're going to be celebrating Pierre-Auguste Renoir's birthday tomorrow. So I thought I would do a little Impressionist painting today. When I decided this at the start of the month that I would celebrate birthdays, we started with Norman Rockwell, and I never did glue that one down, but I'm actually kind of happy with it. I was happy enough with it, basically. It was like a struggle. But anyways, and I was hoping that the Impressionist ones, like the feeling ones, would be better. And now I'm like, I don't know, it's going to be hard again. So sometimes when I give challenges to you guys, it's for you just to take the idea and run with it, and artistic license and all that kind of stuff. And yet I know personally I get a little hung up on the literalness of it. So know that if you also get hung up on the literalness, you're in good company. That's the word I'm looking for. Anyways, okay, so Pierre-Auguste, he was came in 1894. When did he actually get born? 1841. He must have died about 1894. Ooh, 1919. He was kind of old. He came from a kind of a mediocre, like a middle economic family. He lived close to the Louvre. The family did not have money for him to study, but he worked hard and made some money so that he could study with somebody. Hi, Jennifer. We're just celebrating Pierre-Auguste Renoir's birthday tomorrow, and so I'm just giving a little tiny bit of facts about this man. And so he studied, but he'd go to the Louvre and he would just look at the stuff. And he was amongst those that did the Impressionists. And I didn't realize this, him and Claude Monet were friends. And they actually, if you really look at all their works, so down the road when we're doing Monet is going to be a lot like this, actually, also Impressionist. They actually would paint side by each, but they had their own different styles. And I guess they say that Pierre-Auguste Renoir's much more people focused, but both of them discovered, and this I thought was neat as artists that we all are, they discovered, can I find it again? Probably not. No. I probably won't find it again. It was something about the shadows, and that shadows didn't need to be in brown and black, but actually the way the lights reflect off from their surroundings into the shadow. So if you watch for that in their shadows are not dark, but they're beautiful. I'm not even sure I'm going to be doing a shadow honestly today, but just FYI, I thought that was artistically fun to know. And so lots of paintings on the Seine, and if you Google it, there's like about 14 places, including Venice. Now I don't know how much, if Monet went down with him or not. What I did love is the way that they said, imagine going to the Louvre for like as a child, and then one day actually being able to go, and there's your paintings along with the masters hanging on the wall. And he was one of the few painters that did see his paintings become famous and be hung on the wall. So that's kind of cool. Okie dokie. So that is his life. I know there's a whole bunch more, but you can Google it if you're interested. I'm going to pop you down, and here we go. Sorry. Okay, nice work on my part to be able to, I'll start in, because I'm not sure how far along this will be. So it's Friday night. I know some people aren't able to come right on, so hopefully some of you are watching on a replay, and always when it pops down, that's sort of when we start getting serious. I can do another little hack, I think, with this. So I'm going to be working, because he did sailboats lots, and so I'm going to be working with the Let's Set Sail, which is fun because I haven't really worked with this maybe ever. I think I used one Adventure Awaits, and so I know I did love the words. I sometimes am a sucker for words. Hello, Stacy. I'm bouncing us around like crazy. Sorry. Hi, Cheryl. Hello, Marlene. And so I know I got this right off the bat. It was one of the first ones. You know what? This might not be available even anymore. Oh, well, too bad. Geez, you know what? I think it was in that little mini catalog and I bought it. I'm picturing it there. Let's see if oh no. So maybe it was in the little mini last year. So it's on page 80 in here. All of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh. So I've been a demonstrator for 20 years, and over on Creativity for Everyone, I highly encourage you to use our old Stampin' Up! Stuff, because the products are fantastic and their life has been so little and short. Oh, it's over on this side. The examples are here, but here it is. So good. And it is still a bundle. So it's a $45 bundle in Canada, which is super fabulous. And somebody maybe can help me out. I really feel like I saw it in a different spot. In fact, it was, because I know this guy was in a different spot, right? So these two must have both come into the catalog from the little mini, because I just picture him on a back page. And I really feel like he was lost. Really shocked, honestly, that he came into the big catalog, just because I didn't see anybody doing anything with him. Anyways, that's just an aside story. Anyways, so yeah, but yes, most of the time you will see me working with current stuff on my weeknightly is how I got to try and spit that out. So I I'm just looking for a piece of paper right now. Sorry to cut. I'm going to try and show you a little hack that I've shown you before. Man, I can't. All right. Well, I happen to have these beautiful Stampin' Up! Post-it notes, which I don't like to kind of waste, but we're going to do it. We're going to, so long as it fits in here, and it does. And it might come in handy because it'll stick. So the little hack is to have a piece of paper, and now you have this. Okay, so now you have a template. That I think's the word. Okay, so I'm going to line it up. It just helps sometimes, maybe if things move a little tiny bit, if you line it up on the little lines. This is a little foam mat that you can get, but without the foam mat, it's still there. I feel like, okay, so there's foam mat and there is grid paper. If you don't have the foam mat with the grid, you must need to get some sort of, the machine must come with a plain one. Okay. I have not been in Stampin' Up! For 20 years for nothing. I sell what I love and don't know everything about everything. Okay, so what I'm going to do is line these guys up in here as I'm talking away. And this guy is a piece. And I'm going to put him on a separate thing though. So his two sails I'm going to do actually the same color, because I think that's normal. They wouldn't have to be. So you might want to set this up. Your Stamparatus comes with two different these things, so you actually have 4 sides to work with. I'm going to bring this guy down and pick those guys up. And yes, photopolymer sticks just a little tiny bit, especially when they're brand new like this. I was working with, and a nice segue for me, the rainbows. I did this card the other night. This rainbow is on sale right now. Hi, Susan. Hi, Keisha. This rainbow is on sale. I believe he's still there. He's probably like $18, maybe 30 cents or something. And highly recommend him. He was one that he was falling all over the place because he's been used a lot. And so when they get a little bit dirty, I'm just being lazy, but you can just wash them with soap and water in your sink and you're set for... now I need to have paper. Some white paper. Hold on. Okay, so it's Friday night. While I'm looking around, the story and the game began because I'm forever on my, and I did clean for a few seconds, so my desk is not filthy, but it's not as clean as it should be as I'm pulling out Playing in the Rain guys that I was probably looking for. So while I look for things, oh, there's a piece of paper I could have used. If you want to join us with a little bit of a cocktail, a martini, a tea, anything you want. Oh, I'm finding all sorts of these little guys. I love this Playing in the Rain. Okay. All right, I'm going to. So one of the things that you want is to have your paper so that when you're sliding it in, it'll line up, right? So that being said, did I put this down right? I didn't even look at that. I got really lucky. This could have been the other way and it wouldn't have been right. But anyways, so I want to have this piece of paper in here like this, or even like this, whichever. So I'm just going to cut a little square of that so that it fits in my piece nicely. And then we'll be set. Okay, so now I'm going to put this guy down. And that'll fit. Let's do this guy. And he'll fit. Okay, so he's all good. So I'm just going to line him up a little tiny bit so that if he moves, I'll maybe be able to fix him up. When you're using a stamp apparatus, one nice thing is that you're able to use it twice. So these guys are all lined up. I'm going to take a little bit of, what do you call that? Artistic blah, blah. Blah, blah. How's that for good? I'm going to stamp the bottom of the boat. So the boats that I'm doing, he has done yellow boats, I think, but he does, oh, I'm going to do yellow. He does a red boat. And so I'm going to take the yellow and I'm going to do the sails in daffodil. Now, I feel like I didn't finish telling the story there. Oh, so each time I'm losing something, you can have a little cocktail. Caveat that, please drink responsibly. If you have nowhere to go, you can drink a little less responsibly. You know, all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, the girls just have fun. They were just teasing. They like to tease me. And I always think, oh my gosh, yes, as I go. So I'm just stamping that. I'm hoping this doesn't move because with yellow, I'd like to stamp it twice. And good. I'm going to stamp it one more time then because I didn't see it move. So this is a little bit of a hack. All right, plain back. Oh, black foam. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Susan. Yes. So, okay. So this one is about $8 and I've had it for so long I don't even remember buying it. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's not right. I just sold one, so I knew that they were for sale. I just didn't know what I replaced, if that makes sense. Maybe I thought that we were just... Oh, that's fabulous. Maybe one more time just on the tip here. Now, could I stamp the whole thing? Yes, but I just really want that edge. And I hope that everything... Ah, it moved. Look, you can see. Dang it. That's okay. Because it's a sale, I'm going to be fine. But I will straighten this out because as soon as I was putting it down, I could see. Now, the bad thing is I didn't have a straight line here. So... I gotta straighten this out here. Oh, it's not such a good hack, just saying. I should have done it straight. Photopolymer is just a little bit tough. Red rubber is my favorite. I'm a 20-year-old stamper, so red rubber is definitely my favorite. I think that's gonna work. At least having one side helps a little tiny bit. I'm gonna now flip this around because I'm gonna do the red boat. And this is just for fun. Like, you could totally do this 6 ways. If that's not good, I can just stamp another one as well. I did like the idea of stamping him twice and 3 times. When I was laying him down, I could see he was shadowed. And I was like, uh-oh. But, okay. And I might have been able to be a little bit softer pulling it up and been fine too. This one's finer, so he doesn't want to pull as much. And I'm just going to do it one more time. And see if 3 times is not a charm for this guy. No, he's perfect. Yay. All right. So this is just a hack to try and not have 1,000 pieces when you have these multi punch guys. That's all. So now we're just going to pull him in here like this and line them up. And I should be able to punch out all 3 of these things at the same time. And I think I'm going to like this because there's going to be less white. So FYI, I'm doing this further away from my eyeballs than I'd like to, if that makes sense, because I'm doing it on the camera. Okay, so I think that's sort of lined up, hopefully. When I stamp with the kids, no, I want it to come over a little tiny bit, sorry. As I bring it over, then I lose my bottom. So I'm lining up the bottom of the boat, and I'm trying to line up this white piece right there. And I may have moved it enough that I'm not going to be happy with it anyways, which is fine. All right, I'm going to go with the other two, and then I'm going to restamp this guy because he's not making me happy. So my hack didn't work 100%, but that's okay. Live TV is always so fun. I always say live TV as if it's really live, but it's not really TV. Okay, so I'm just going to stick this in here, and it's, this guy comes back around. I just need to stamp my yellow guy again. And I do want to stamp him a couple times, so I'm just going to get him lined up here so that I can. Now, did I learn my lesson? Am I going to have him lined up at all if he moves? No, that would be way too responsible of me. But I'm going to be more gentle when I pull it up. Oh, see, look at it, wants to pull. Little sucker. This would be where pulling in a second. Do I have it here? No. Most people leave their second magnets right here. I'm just going to pull this in and see if I can save the day. No. All right. Let's see if I can not Stamparatus him. Do other people have the same challenge as me when they're trying to Stamparatus with photopolymer? Probably. All right. Now we'll just punch him out. Lickety split here. Okay. And then we get to start with, so we're celebrating August Renoir's birthday, which is tomorrow. He was born in, what did I tell you guys? Type it in there. Type it. Who remembers? There was only 2 or 3 people on at the time. Vicky, do you remember what I said? And I think it actually is a song written. Gee, he was born during a war, I think. I'll get my computer back up and we'll see. All right. Before I lose this, I'm going to put it back on here. So, okay, that was just a little trial hack to warm up while I was waiting for people to come on. I have shown how to do it with, the cherries didn't work very well, but with the Country Bouquet hearts, when the stamps come back in, and they say they're not coming until March at this point, it'll be good. Okay, not ever having done this, I might have to see how, oh, like that, I guess, hey? That looks pretty good. Okay, so that's going to be my sailboat. Hoorah! Hello, Colleen. 1919. I think he died in 1919, Vicky. Good job. Let's see when he was born. 18. Oh, you know what? I was going to say in 1814, we took a little trip along the Mississippi, but it's actually, he was actually born, I'm obviously a little dyslexic. It was 1841 he was born. February 25th, 1841. And he died in December 1919, just like Vicky said. Good job. Good girl. Okay, so now I am going to, and I'll show you a cheater method after I painstakingly go through this whole thing. I am just now looking for my white piece of paper. So again, if you're a cocktail lover and want to have some fun with the rest of the girls, A, you can chime in there with what your cocktail of choice is. Oh, here they are. Or B, you can just teetotal away. And that's, like I said, I brought on a martini the other day. I was telling them that I do an Americano martini instead of an espresso martini that you hear about. Did I already say hello to Colleen? I feel like I might have. I did a post today. Oh, okay, I'll talk in a few seconds once I get going. So I already pre-cut, so we're hoping this is perfect. A little tiny bit of a black matte, just because I think, because it's going to be art, that it should have a little matte. So, all right, I'm going to work with this. This actually might come in handy. This looks like a nice piece of paper, though. That's probably for an inside. Sometimes in the inside of a dark card, let's face it, I don't finish most of the insides of my cards, period. If I have a dark card that I actually send, I absolutely need to finish it. And sometimes I just use copy paper as opposed to white paper, especially if I have a whole lot on the front. I am, again, just looking for a bit of paper to do this on. Okay, so I am going to start with some stuff. And I need to do, and I think we're going to do some green. have some yellow. I'm going to bring in these guys. We have new little blender things, which are kind of fun. Nice to get around corners on smaller things. This is not a good example, but say, for instance, if I wanted to do this, it'd be nicer to be working with this little one to get the edges of this words, as opposed to the big one. I'm just doing the whole thing because he's so big. So kind of excited. They're sold in packs of 3. I think they might be $15.95 here in Canada. Okay, I'm going to bring in a technique that I showed a few months ago as well after I get a base laid. So the actual picture that I'm looking at has a bunch of lilies on it, but I'm kind of, so yeah, I'm not sure. We're gonna start with some Orchid Oasis, which is fairly dark, but that's okay. And what I probably won't be able to pick up on, and I probably won't even attempt it, honestly, is the reflections that I talked about. His Monet and Renoir were friends, and they realized or painted that the shadows were not brown and black, but actually reflections of the colors around them. Now in water, that maybe is why they painted so much on water, because they loved that it did that for real. So I would have to find, he did a whole bunch of, what did they call it? It was really nicely phrased the way they said it. He painted a lot of social scenes of the day. So the picnics in the parks and stuff like that, and the ladies in their dresses and carrying their umbrellas and stuff. I don't know how many people played the game Masterpiece when we were like littler. So I'm born pre-70s, and Masterpiece, I'm going to say, came out like when I was maybe 8 or something, hey? Okay, so I'm just trying to add a little bit of color in here, and then I got to go into some sky, and I should have a lighter sky to begin with. I will tell you, when I looked up some of these skies, I'm going to bring in the fun bright. So I am doing a very modern pop of an Impressionist, because I think Impressionists lots of times have fairly dark, but I'm going to work with crazy. So I was looking at how to recreate if you were a kids teacher, and they did a really cool job. Oh, I want to bring in some clouds. So from the basics borders, you can cut a little guide and have some clouds, which naturally, I don't know what the heck's going on here. You guys probably can't see, but I can, which reminded me to do some clouds. I have some cool cloud kind of stuff going on. I don't know if you can see it. Anyways, they just did yellow, and I'm not even sure. I was looking, and I never even saw anything with yellow, so I'm like, Anyways, the other technique that I'm going to show you is going to be a scrunchie with saran wrap. So we're going to fill in and make it look more artistic-y, impressionist. Okay, so with this, you're just kind of coloring close to the border, and even with the wide, I don't even know, maybe this wouldn't work with a little skinny, because you want it to kind of all just fill in and be all over the place anyways. And then I need a sky, I need a base. So if he's on the water, and I might need some grounding. I don't think I want any more sky. That's lots of sky. And then I would like to have a little tiny bit of green down here. I'm going to bring in some Granny Apple Green. We'll see what it looks like. So I'm just monkeying around. I'm just having fun. Oh, that looks kind of good, actually. If you saw what I was doing it on, you'd be like, ooh, nice. Lori, you're doing good. And then I'm going to bring in some a little bit darker blue. And then I think a horizon is a horizon is a horizon. So I feel like I need to do this with my blue and make a line of a horizon. And hopefully it's straight. Okay, it's not straight. Boo. So I have been known to actually take people's pictures and fix them if they don't have their horizon straight. Even if you, oh my gosh, even if you can't draw straight, what am I going to do here? There's a line halfway through. It's like I've got grid paper here. Use it, Lori. Except okay, I can line that up to the words. Okay, and then I'm going to bring this in here and straighten out my horizon. Good gracious, Lori LaRose. Does that make anybody else sick? Blah. Now, I could add a tree. I think there's a tree in my example that I'm trying to steal off of. Oopsie, I just moved this. Stop that. And I think I could actually fix it. But anyways, okay. This works good because I wanted to add in some dark starry sky right now further back. So this is perfect. Woo! Do you like that? My hand's in there like crazy. I don't know how the professionals do it, but this is so pretty. Okay, I'm less concerned. So usually when you're using your brushes, you should, hi, Allie. My crooked pictures drive me crazy. Me too. Usually you should start off your thing and come on so you have nice smooth. With Impressionist stuff, honestly, you're going to be like, what's she doing? I actually don't even care if you totally hit it because it gets like it's Impressionist, right? So in here, I can even do that. So I can either just whack at it, or this might be the time that I bring in a little scrunchie. Now we'll see. I'm going to add in some green at this point. And so I don't know if you can see me. I'm dabbing into my ink pad with this, and then I'm just dabbing on here because Impressionist painting was just like that. I'm making up stuff, just so you know. Don't take anything that I say to the bank. In fact, if you have a cocktail, you should just have a drink for me telling stories out of text. Okay, I'm now going to grab some of this. I'm going to try, I think I'm going to try first with the Orchid Oasis. Oh yeah, it's plenty dark. And see how that goes. I just want to have a little tiny balls. I did a dot painting once with the end of an eraser tip. And I thought about this time, but I feel like they must have used their paintbrush, right? So I'm just kind of faking it. I'm totally faking it. Okay, did I get that line straight? Oh, I did, I think. I think it's not bad. Okay, so I don't want to go above the line then. And I'll just double check that it's straight again because I obviously can fix it. I feel like it's pretty good. Let's see if I do this right against, no, that doesn't work. I want to go right against the edge. Oh, here, I can line this up here. And then, yeah, I think it's really good. Okay, so I want to keep this here while I'm daubing, just so that I've masked it. So this has acted as like things three ways right now. So the first daub in with lots of ink and then just multiple extras. Now, I threw out a challenge to the creativity folks yesterday, when I was so tired, you guys, last night. And so it kind of worked out good because then it was like, let's do a wintry scene. Yeah. So I'll add on to the weekend. Now, this is another challenge for you guys to create something for Renoir. I will caveat, look at it for sure. Definitely if you bring in, where are my little people? If you bring in the people, he painted little people all the time. So 100%, if you have this guy, I'd like to see you do a Renoir with him, Keisha. If you don't have the little people, I actually think you bring in these little guys. So, hi, Amy. So anybody that you'd like to actually work with, go for it. I'm going to bring in a different color here now. I'm bringing in some of the turquoise or whatever you call it. What is this color? Parakeet? No, Tahitian Tide. Parakeet's the green one, Lori. All right. All right. And then I'm going to do this is really dark and it's really sharp. Oh, you know, I don't know if I want to do this. Maybe I could do it just right along here. Oh, it's not as scary as I thought. And honestly, it's just ink and paper. So if it goes really haywire, doesn't much matter. Okay, so now the sailboat, I actually could do this. Watch. Okay, I have to figure out where I'm going to put him, but we'll go with that. Now, with this same technique, I got to make sure I have a clean piece. And honestly, the last time I did this, I did, so I'm kind of trying to runkle it up and then form a ball so that I have a little runkle. And that's a terminology that's special to me, runkle. I never heard of it before, but it's a good word tonight. I'm bringing in our white craft ink. So this is a little bit like the bokeh, except that with bokeh you are definitely using, and I'm not sure if it will pick up or if mine's juicy enough, if it's going to work. But then what I'd like it to do, oh yeah, it's on there. So it's just not coming out on here as well as I'd like. But this guy has some crazy white stuff. So I may have gotten around it okay by actually using the borders and I have clouds in there, right? So I needed some clouds in my sky. I have a couple in there that's looking kind of good. If I just keep going in that same area, maybe it'll do. I am going to do a little tiny bit of stuff in the water, because look how pretty that is. I don't know. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. Can you? It's looking pretty pretty. I'm kind of surprised. It's kind of bad if I'm surprised, isn't it? So full disclosure, if you're just popping in and rolling past, I never know. So I had the idea of what I was doing, but I never practice ahead of time. So it's always just like, uh-oh, that's not working. Let's try something else. So it's kind of fun to see, what are you doing next, Lori? And let's try this. Okay. I just like it. So, oh, my picture died. But in the picture, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go simple because let's not go crazy. But there was definitely some big elms off to the side. His was actually, the picture I'm kind of copying is from a canvas in Argentina. I can't even say the word. But a lot of times it was a boating club, so there's supposed to be a whole bunch of boats. And a lot of times it was on the dock, kind of, so he just did whatever. But I'm just going to bring in my sailboat. So if that's where I'm going to put my sailboat, then I can do a little tiny bit of red down here with that. Because there's definitely in the water a little tiny bit of something. So let's see, cross our fingers, how we make out. So again, I'm just kind of runkling this up. Thanks, guys. All right, so I'm just going to try it here. Oh, I think it's going to work, you guys. I might like to have it a little bit narrower, but really it kind of gets fatter. Okay, so is that where I kind of want him? Okay, clean my fingers. I'm kind of excited that this might work. So again, Renoir, your challenge is to do a little something Renoir-y this weekend. Okay, I don't want the sails to be right on the horizon. Do I want them to be above the horizon? No, that looks too like woohoo. So I think he needs to be down here. Okay, so he's going to be there, which of course I can cover him up a little tiny bit, and I don't really want him dead center. I might end up doing two of them. So I'll bring him over here. I'd like to put him here so I can have lots of room to do a thing. That'll be okay. And then I'll do stuff over here. I don't know why, but I'm very much, if I'm doing words, over here. And so that's my challenge, but I want to come down. So, and I don't want him to be in the middle. So let's put him here and go for it, Lori. Just go for it. Okay, I'm going to try one more time here. That first daub. The first daub is the darkest. Oh, and you know what? Oh, he has a whole little shadow here. Okay. Let's just go with a little. That looks good, eh? So it's not quite as straight as it should be. And then I don't want to get it on the white. So So they liked that the shadows reflected the colors around it instead of a shadow. That's awesome, Lori. I love it. Okay, so I guess I should do a little tiny bit with some yellow too. Let's see how the yellow works out. The red worked nice, but the yellow might not work as dark, right? Let's see. Here's my yellow. FYI, I was looking, so technically, oh, yellow does show up on the blue a little tiny bit. Okay, so if we've got this guy sitting here, I'm just gonna do a little tiny, because I don't think you see it very well. So I'm just gonna do a little tiny bit like an impression of it. That's cool. Okay, so I'll glue this guy down and go with the sails. I might pop the sails up on some dimensionals, but I'm just going to glue this little skinny guy down if I get my glue going. Every once in a while, I wish I could see better. And then I think, I thank my lucky stars I have good eyesight now. Oh! Anyway, so, okay, I have a little bit too much glue, just wiping that off. Okay, put this guy here. I think he comes out far enough. I like it. Oh, I needed him to be a little bit lower though, didn't I? I hope I didn't blow that. Remember, I didn't want this to be right on the horizon. Oh, he's not going to be. I'm going to bring him down just a little tiny bit. I'm going to trim this just a smidgen, only because I just want to, I'm really happy with it being white like that, honestly. But I just need them to be a little skinnier, just only because of me messing around. And I don't know if that should be straight or not, honestly, but I'm going to pretend. I think he's sailing, so. All right, so now these guys, I'm going to glue down and pop up at the same time, I think. And I think it goes like that, doesn't it? And do you do both of them? I think so. For sure, that's the way it is. Okay, so I'm just going to put down some stuff. I'm just looking for some dimensionals. Might close a couple of these dark things. Look how pretty that is. So pretty. I think I need to put some, before I do any more of that, I do really fast. Where's my spongy go? Where's my super glue? I'm looking for my saran wrap. There it is. I'm going to just do a little tiny bit in the sky because it's not impression-y enough. But I might do it with the cloud back in there. Of course, I just moved my stuff. Oh yeah, this is going to be so nice. So this obviously can take a long time. So it's very happy, which is kind of fun. I'm just going to go along the edge here instead of all through the whole clouds maybe this time. Keep that totally white. I got to be careful. I don't want any of it on my guy. I have no idea, not being a painter, how you supposedly paint around your, what do you call it? Okay, so. kind of big. Getting kind of big. Ah, that's dark. Oh, well. The big thing is I don't know where it was. Yeah, I didn't like that. It's going to get covered up. That looks better, actually. Okay. Okay. And then I think I am going to put, I don't have another darker green here, but I am going to bring in just a tiny bit more green. And maybe actually a little tiny bit of blue. Just at the bottom here. So I don't know that I realized Renoir was so kind of Monet-ish actually, hey? But now I've read it and I'm like, oh. Especially when I think about the piece, oh, dang it. I'm just gonna add a little bit more green in there. And maybe we'll see if we can add a little white. That was a little heavy-handed there. Ha-ha! A little white to the rescue there. Woohoo! Anyways, I was asking you guys, and I don't know, I didn't look up. Hi, Michelle. How are you? You know what? I was thinking of you the other day. I'm happy to see you on here. Yeah, I was just thinking of you actually this morning. Somebody was saying something about something nice. I can't remember what it was, but I was like, I haven't talked to Michelle in a long time, so welcome. Okay. Oh, talking welcome. Nice segue. Thanks, Michelle. On the group page, I don't know if some of you saw, but my I don't know what you call it, the office or whatever, was like, hey, you have new people. Do you want to welcome them? And I was like, well, I didn't welcome all the other people. So I kind of did a big thing. But in the last couple of weeks, we've actually had a few new people join. So please go over, if you haven't joined Creativity for Everyone yet, go join that, and then you'll get a welcome post. Anyways, so Creativity for Everyone, Stamp and Style, and that's also where you want to post your creation like this. So now, full disclosure, the sales are down on, so that would actually be really the truest rendition of this thing. I'm going to post the thing, but I think I want to add the yellow. Oh, and I never finished telling the story. When I was doing this, how to make it for kids, I don't even know why, but they just did blobs of yellow, blue, yellow, and then put a sailboat. And I thought, oh yeah, so that's where I came up with a sailboat a little while ago, because it was like, yeah. Okay, I'm going to try and put these guys on. I really like that. Doo-doo. Yeah, give them even more definition in a weird way, hey? So again, putting a little tiny bit. So I could mat it on black. I could sure mat it on the dark blue as well, but I might put it on a blue card. It makes the water all alive, hey? It's really pretty in real life. I hope that you're seeing how pretty it is. Okay, and I think this is going to look nice with this. Oh, I did hit I was trying not to, but I did. Just FYI, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can. Yeah, I think that's fun. Well, I have to put them on because I have the reflection. So I think I will try and pop them up. So again, just looking for a little bit of dimensions. I feel like a little deja vu because I feel like I just said that. All right. Anyways, I didn't look up when I was asking right after I asked if anybody used to have the Masterpiece game. There was the sunflowers were in there. What's his face? Who's the sunflower guy? I don't think it's Picasso, is it? Vincent van Gogh is the sunflowers. And then, oh, I lost my glue. Man. This is why the girls made up the game, because it's like, I'm forever losing stuff. And they were thinking, really, I think what they wanted to start out with was, if we had a penny for every time she said she's lost. Look, I'm going to pull this in because I'm really proud of this. For every time she said she lost something, we'd be rich. They maybe said $1. Maybe they said $100 if you really want to get rich. Where is my glue? But maybe it fell on the floor. Oh, it did. Ha-ha. There was no way it couldn't have been here, so I was right. It fell on the floor. Anyways, and then somebody else was like, wouldn't it be a funny game if you were drinking, ha 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 ha. So anyways, that's where it came from a long time ago if you're new. Sometimes it's nice to know some background. Okay, so I've glued down the 2 points, and then I've used a couple dimensionals. So I'm hoping for a little tiny bit of something going on. No masterpiece takers, or did you already tell me and you're like, we're not saying it again, you'll read it later, Lori. I really liked the game. It had big $1 million. You got to pretend you were like a count, like you had a persona, and then you went to an auction, an estate sale or something, and you got to bid. And then behind all the paintings, so as a kid, like I should pull it back out and learn more about these things. I'm not sure that I love how quirky-eyed I did the actual the sale thing, but anyways. So you'd slide. So if this, let me show you in 1 second when I finish. So FYI, when you're gluing, you need to let your glue have a chance to actually work. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Do you know what I didn't do? I didn't take the dang back things off of this. Boo, Lori. So it's not sticking down. Hold on, hold on. Especially since I just got it to do. Now, did the other one get taken off? No. What a dork. Silly goose that I am. Ugh, never mind, it didn't glue anyways. So I forgot to take my little stickers off. I was wondering why it wasn't sticking at all. Anyways, when you're gluing, you always do need to give your glue a chance to glue. Like, you have to let it dry, right? People put it down. I remember years ago, I'd be like, it's not gluing. I'm like, well, please give it a second. Okay. This is my first boat I made. Okay. So in Masterpiece, I will finish that story and let that sit for 5 more seconds. I might put that down. If this is my masterpiece, pretend, it would have a piece of white. So you used to slide, and on here it was prices. And so you'd pick up 2 pictures and you'd slide them like that. And then you put a little clip on it and you'd look and you'd see how much the price was. And then that was in your gallery. And you maybe bought it for $400, but underneath it was a forgery, or it was the $1 million painting or whatever. And then at different times as you went around the board, you had to sell stuff, or if you needed money, you could roll a dice and sell stuff. Or some people, I can't remember all the rules, obviously, and you could actually change, like, so if you got the forgery and somebody else then knew that you got the forgery, like, boo, because of course at the end of the game it's all added up, you could change all the backs, and so then all the paintings had, and my sister always knew that I always put my favorite. I can't remember. I think I had a favorite, but I can't remember what it was. It might have been a Renoir. The kids in the park. Anyways, yeah, so she always knew that I put my $1 million if I had it behind there, or the 750,000 or whatever. All right, so I am just gonna see what I don't know what color I want behind there. I'm gonna see about a softer blue. I'm gonna see if freesia maybe will look nice behind there. I'm not thinking so, but we'll see. And just plain white might look nice.'t going to be a very big border, I'll say that, because I cut it a little bit larger, or not. I don't think yellow will be good, but I'll bring it over. Oh, that's Cajun craze. That's really not going to be good. And I don't think red, but let's bring over some red just to rule it out. So we're going to, what do we say, Susan? Audition. I agree, Ellie. I'm not sure where it came. Oh, because I was showing this. Yes, I love this. It is a must. It's on sale. Segway again. Okay. Look how pretty this is. I'm really happy. I am going to put one more little guy down there because I don't know, do I want him down or up? Because I could put a little glue dot. No, I think it needs to be up. Okay, so I'm just going to, sometimes when I'm doing stuff, when you go to push it and it doesn't fit, so I don't know if I've ever done one on the end like this before, but sometimes. So then I just get it off my finger. I just put it on the thing, and then you can slide it in underneath wherever you need it to be. And I think that's just nicer. Okay. All right, so this is it on red. Actually, it's kind of fun on red. It's not bad on red. Who knew? I might have to get a real auditioning piece for that one. It always looks different when it's done. That's okay. So now I probably need some words. And do I have any little tiny... because we were working with vanilla the other day. Something little. I might need to do a little something on here. What did you call it, Connie? Oh, you know what might work is a little piece of this with some words. Yeah. Bring in your vellum, girls. Oh, thanks, Cheryl. I'm kind of surprised, but I'm happy. It turned out really good. Okay. And if you have to go, because I feel like I've been on forever, I'll show you the spoiler piece. Okay, so I wondered about just plain white. Okay, let's get some words on here because we need a little tiny bit. And I don't know what I want to say. This one, it does have great words, so let's use one of those great words. Where's the stamp set go? Where did the stamp set go? Okay, I got the case. Hope it's your best day ever, or let your dreams set sail. I love adventure weights, but, oh, and I could put some of these in, but there's no birds in theirs. But if you wanted to, you could for sure add birds if you have this, for sure. FYI, there's a shadow here, so in the future, don't use a darker color. Use a soft color or a color. So you guys type in dreams or best day, and then I'll decide which one I want to do there. Okay, so just FYI, I thought if this all goes really sideways, I was thinking we must have some paper. So it's the something paper, but I thought this would work. And again, there's more yellow than what I have, but if you put a sailboat in there, I think it would look really quite nice. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and then when I got going with it, I was like, oh, yeah, you guys might not be thinking. If you saw the original one that I was going to do Renoir Kids, and if your Google's the same as mine, you'll see it's strips of yellow and then colors, and the greenery is the far bank. The water is actually yellow. But anyways, this paper, I'm just looking it up because it's rude to show you something. It's this one here. So Hues of Happiness, okay, is where I got this from. And I think if you needed to use this as a background, and then you could bring in the kids and pull in a whole, okay, so I just felt like this was kind of Renoir-ish. So I just given you. Okay, so I got best day. Ooh, I got 2 best days. Did we get a whole bunch of other things, or was that just about it? Dreams, best day. Well, we're 3-1 at this point. They're both about the same. What do we get? Mostly best days. I have to say, I'm going to go with best day. Hey, it's kind of cute, but I kind of like the shape of it. Just a smidgen better than the circular. So I'm going to go with Hope It's Your Best Day. If I can find the stamp set. I found the container, not the stamp set. So if you'd still like to vote, if I get an overwhelming rule back, and I'll just, I'll go out a little tiny bit just so that obviously he's out of the screen. So I could do a little tiny something. I'm pretending this is not what we're using, but I'm just wondering if I did put some words up there. That's not bad, actually. So that might work okay. Oh, here's your Follow Your Dreams right here. Is this the same Follow Your Dreams? Or like, oh no, it's Let You, there is a Follow Your Dreams. This is Let Your Dreams Sail. All right. So this was just a hack for the challenge this weekend. Did you all see Donna's, she didn't really pay, not pay, what's the word? She didn't really give, I don't mean credit, but she didn't say she did the cards, her Kincaid cards for the challenge. But like the timing of it was like bang on, hey girls? So she came out with these gorgeous cards, they really fancy fold, and then she nailed it with the, I'm sorry, I'm looking and pausing while I'm talking because how can I not have these things? Where did I take them out? Oh, they're right here in front of me. Oh my gosh. So that's right there. That's where they were. It was like right there. How crazy is that? Oh my gosh, my brain. I'm going to put them inside now so that I don't lose them again. Okay. The snowshoes, like it was like, okay, this is going to be dark blue for sure. So I'll bring this in here. And although possibly in some sort of crazy, hang on just a second. Carrie's going to go play hockey, and if he comes back past her, I'm going to get him to look at this now instead of later. I'm so excited about it. So I'm kind of a loser head because sometimes after I make a card when I'm really happy with it, there's a couple of my friends that I'm like, did you guys see my card? It's so nice. And meanwhile, they're like, yeah, we saw it. We were on the live. I know, but look at it. So thank you for your accolades, but this one's really cool. I do think we're not going to put it on the white. I actually kind of think it's not. Okay, so I'm just inking this up and then going to stamp this. And if I do it really square, I'll do it here. Be careful on your vellum. It's a little bit slippery. Yeah, her Kincaid cards were amazing. You don't want to press too crazy hard because of it's fine letters. That's really pretty. Now it'll take a few seconds for it to dry as well. I can heat emboss it. I could also sprinkle a little tiny bit of stuff on it and see, but I'm just gonna hit it with a gun and let it and get it to dry a little tiny bit. Okay, hang on. Actually, I am gonna see if I clear emboss it. Care? Yeah. Come and see my card. It's really pretty. I'm still live. So there, I've just sprinkled it with some clear embossing powder, and then I'm just going to emboss it. Come and see. I made the background.
Nice.
It's Renoir's birthday tomorrow.
Renoir. Very impressionistic. I like it.
Thank you.
Are you on live?
I am live.
Oh.
Live.
Hey, everybody.
All right, have a good game.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. I'm going to go bust some heads and not get hurt.
Yeah, don't get hurt. That's the better thing. He's such a wiener. Such a boy. Okay. Okay, so then that, look, I don't know if you can see that. That turned out really nice. So now, I think that'll be really good. I did it so close to the edge, so no room for a shape, because really we could have done a whole big shape in there. But I'm just going to go chop it straight across and see what happens. Not see what happens. I just am going to go chop it straight across. There's no seeing what happens. Nice, Lori. So far, so good. Maybe the whole bottom. Okay, I'm going to take it off the white. I actually don't love it on the white. And then the soft blue. I don't think we're going to like it on this. There's not enough of that in there. Gross. Just interested in this. I actually really liked it on that red. Ah, that's horrible. Okay, this would work if you're using that other pieces of paper. And kind of funny that she did a Kincaid and I'm doing a Renoir today, hey? All right, I'm going to get proper paper here. Oh, interesting. Double interesting. What? Okay, so although I stamped in, not strawberry slush, sweet sorbet, it's poppy that I'm going to use, because the sweet sorbet paper is not very bright actually. I prefer, and I'm not a big poppy fan. So final days of celebration, by the way, and also final days of grabbing what you think you'd love. I really like it on the red. Do you guys like it on the red? Oh, Vicky, good. Thanks. And then I think I'm just going to, I might leave that as big as it is. I kind of wish that I had it. Well, maybe I do want it just all over here. Okay. Get that off. That's not supposed to be on there. I don't think we want it up there. No. And even over in the corner. That wouldn't be bad. I could see doing something like that. That would be okay. What I am going to do is I want the words to be over here, which is really odd for me, but we knew that as I was about to say it because of me being like, whoa. I wanted this to be over here so that the balance would be here. This is too heavy on that side, so I'll bring it over. What I'm trying to figure out is if I have a whole strip all the way across and go from there. Okay, just so that I quit fiddling this, I'm going to just glue this down onto the black. I think I do like it on the black. I don't think we'd want it on blue. Do you think on the black, hey, right? I can go ahead and glue it onto the black. I do have the blue here, just as it's tiny, tiny thin layer. So that's pretty, but it's not what I want. If you liked it, make it yourself. No. If you like it, then you better do it yourself. If you like it, then... I'm just teasing. Sometimes black is a good idea just to punctuate what you're doing. Okay. And on this card, I actually could totally do some sort of die cut on my black because it's going to go not onto white. So you could paper save and have something there, but I am not going to today. I'll get that centered, hopefully. Nice. My fingers are a little inky, so sometimes it's not a bad idea to... Then this piece I think will pop up on a dimensional, but I kind of like the way it pops on the red. Okay, and then I'm just trying to decide this. So for right now, I will cut this. I kind of like the idea of having a string all the way across, and then I would just put my words over to this side. Right now, just for everything's sake, I will do this, and I think I want it to be just straight, which I'll never get it just straight probably cutting, but still not straight, but that's okay. Happy birthday, Renoir. Look how nice that is. Oh, thanks, Susan. Yeah, yes, I like the black too. All right. All right. Lori LaRose made this card. Okay, so yes, on Creativity for Everyone, if you are so inspired to try your hand at an Impressionist painting, please give it a try. Google him and just see, you'll see, you could definitely, one of the best ones, totally, and you'll know what I mean, but Ellie, the fox, he totally has umbrella cards, like rainy days in his world were huge. So you can totally use your little Mr. Fox with his umbrella and you'll be like, woohoo, right in there. So you need to create the background and go from there. So fun, you guys. All right. Thanks, Keisha. Okay, so I will let you go. It's 9:06. It's been a whole hour and a little bit dabbling along at the end there, but I had lots of fun. So I hope you guys have as much fun as I did giving it a try. And I will see you back here on Monday live at 8 o'clock most weeknights, and we'll go from there. Okay, happy birthday, Renoir. Bye-bye, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. You inspire me to be creative. Thanks. Bye-bye.